I will now do a quick walk around of the vehicle for you as per the changes that I had to make for my overlanding setup to fit my needs. The first thing that I had to do was get this antenna, because what is going to happen a number of times is when I go through either a basement parking or my society's parking or through a bridge where commercial vehicles are not allowed, there's going to be a height limit. And the last thing I want to find myself in is my vehicle being stuck there. So this antenna is 2 inches higher than the camper when it is closed. So this will give me 2 inches of headroom to be able to take my vehicle through any constricted space without having to worry whether I'm scraping the roof of the camper or not. The second thing that I had to do was to ensure that I avoid the most annoying thing I find in overlanding, which is to set up the awning. Because it takes a long time to set up the awning. This awning still, it takes around 30 seconds to set up. But once you have the legs out, now what you need to do, you need to get a pair of nails and a hammer, and then you need to hammer the nail down into the ground. That is unnecessary extra work, but if you don't do it, then your legs will just fly off if the wind is too much. I did not want to do any of that. So what I got done was, I got these pegs installed with an attachment here, and so now what I can do is I can hook the legs right here on my cab, and once this is done, now it's not going to move, and now I don't need any nails, I don't need a hammer, I don't need to waste any time to protect my awning from just flying off. And then very similarly, the other peg also, the other peg just goes here and I lock it here, and now I'm done. This lockable box is an amazing external storage option that you can use as you want to. What I am doing with it is that I want to keep everything here that I will need the moment I set up my campsite. So I will need a mat which will go on the ground to ensure as little dust as goes inside when people climb in. I keep extra garbage bags here because this will be the first thing that I set up after I have already opened my camper. I would need a hand wash here and some tissues here. So this is a molly panel. What it allows basically is to hang whatever accessories that you want to hang at the back of your camper, because otherwise these are rarely used accessories. You would not want them to come in your way every time that you're doing something with your camper. So these are my jerry cans, this is my sand ladder, and then another jerry can. 10 liters each of jerry can gives me ample amount of fuel even for places like Ladakh, where if I find myself running low on fuel, at least I can carry a bit with me without having to take the risk of also carrying it inside the camper. This is my favorite bit. I'm telling you, this is amazing. This much space at such an accessible location is insane. What I am going to keep here are my camping chairs and my camping table, because otherwise it's such a hassle to keep them anywhere else. So the camping table will go as a first layer, and then the camping chairs will be on top of it. And then whenever I need to camp, let's say I don't even want to open my awning, or I don't even want to pop up the camper, I can just take this out, take out my chair, quickly have whatever I want to do, and then I put this back in and I lock it. This side of the camper does not have lighting, so I plan to add 2 lights here which are going to be motion sensing lights. And once I have that, even if I come out around at night in this area, then this will be lighted for me. And then what I can do in this area is, because I have this here which is going to be my shower, so I quickly take this out from here and I plug it in here, and then I can wash my hands with it, I can wash my dishes with it, or if I want I can take a shower. A shower awning is also going to be installed right here. It's on its way from China. I haven't taken the delivery of it yet. And then this entire area is going to be the shower awning or an outside toilet if I wish it to be. This is a water inlet for the 80-liter tank that is kept inside the camper. I have a key for it, I open it, and then I can pump in 80 liters of water inside. So I will have that much water, and the grey water that comes out of it, I can drain it using this. And everything related to washing, everything that I would need on this side of the camper, I'm going to keep here. Now let's get inside the camper. Here is another storage space that Camper Dynamics has been able to give me, and I can open it like this, and now I can just keep these little items inside. So I've kept a set of these inside. I have some batteries that I might need whenever. I have a tiny vacuum cleaner I can use. I have my head torch, which is kept here, and there's a lot of space here for the tiny items that otherwise you might not be able to organize. Now let me tell you about the battery system that I have chosen for the Basecamp. So I have an EcoFlow Delta 2 stored inside here, and all my AC connections and my DC connections are directly from my EcoFlow Delta 2. This is a 1000 watt hour battery. And what I have another is this. This is the EcoFlow Delta Pro. This is a 3600 watt hour battery. And the way I have configured them is that first my EcoFlow Delta 2 is used, and as it begins to discharge, the Delta Pro kicks in and it begins to charge Delta 2 again. What I have here is the EcoFlow alternator generator. What it does is that it takes the extra power that my car's alternator is generating after it has already fully recharged my car battery, and all the excess electricity that is generated is captured by this device here, and then it charges my EcoFlow Delta Pro. So I'm able to get, while I'm driving my car, around 700 watts of electricity that goes into my EcoFlow Delta Pro. On top of that, I have a 520 watt solar panel set up on the roof, which is able to give me, on a good day, around 400 watts of power. So now we have more storage here under the bed, and I don't need to do much to open it. I can easily push it with one hand, and then I have a rod that I can fix it here so that it stays put. Now I can choose what all to keep here. So my induction, which right now is kept here, goes inside this, and if I don't have enough battery power and I need to use my butane stove, then my butane stove stays here. I can choose whatever to keep here. I plan to keep all my food items on the right, my equipment to cook in the middle, and then just some random items will just go on the left. You can customize it however you want to. This is how I feel that is natural to me. So as you can see, the items here, they are easy to access. I can just go and access. However, the items at the far end will not be easy to access. So what I plan to do is that all my winter gear I plan to keep there. So as you might know that you need to fold a sleeping bag into its bag, I don't plan to do any of that anymore. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sleeping bag and I'm just going to shove it inside, so that now whenever I need to take it out, I can just take it out like this. And on top, there is enough space for me to keep my pillows and a blanket, and even then I can close the camper. So my bedding does not need to be removed and put back on every time. Now let me tell you about space that I have been able to use as another storage space. So I asked the Camper Dynamics guys to paste a strip of Velcro here, and now what I do is I just have this little bag and I can put it here. In the bag it stays here. So I have some little more storage space for tinier items. I can keep all my charging cables here. Nothing heavy can go here, but everything light that still takes a lot of space can go here. And right under it, I have my 80 liter water tank. So I need to remove this light little mattress. Open this one, and now I have access to my 80-liter water tank. This I can open like this, and if I want to fill it from inside the camper, I can fill it from here, or I have an inlet on the other side of the camper as well, where I can put in a hose and I can fill this tank. Another thing I have here is this door that I can ring up and then it locks here. So now whenever I am doing anything around or on the kitchen counter, I have another little space to keep stuff. And now whenever I want to close it, I just have to do this and it goes down and it locks into place. This is my kitchen countertop. This is my tap. This is my induction. The induction wire is here and I can route it through here, and then I can plug it into a 15 amp socket that I have here. And now because I have so much battery power, I don't really need to use butane. However, I still have the option of using butane, so this goes back into the storage and I can replace it with a butane. And because we all have been using butane for a very long time, we all know that you need to carry all of those little butane canisters. So what I have done is I am carrying a 5-liter blast proof Indian cylinder with me that is stored inside here, and I have this coming out of that cylinder, and if I remove my induction and I put in my butane stove, then I can also plug this in, and then I don't need to use my butane to power the cooking that I will be doing with my stove. This is the first drawer. I open it like this, and now all my spoons, my olive oil, my glasses, all of them, they go here. I open this one, and anything extra that I want to keep, maybe some tea, some salt, some electrolytes I've kept, some coffee I have kept in here. This is the vent for the heat that comes out of the fridge, and this is my fridge. These are all my cleaning cloths that I've kept here, and this fridge is a 30-liter fridge, and I can just push it back in like this. I have to lock this whenever I open up the fridge. And this is the bottommost storage space that I have, so I can keep any sort of utensils here. This is my air fryer here. This is where I have kept the other half of my air fryer, and behind it is my electrical kettle. So I just need to pull this out and I can have access to my electric kettle. And if I put my electric kettle back, then I can take out and put in my air fryer whenever I need to. There are two kinds of storages that are available in this portion of the camper. All I have to do is I have to push the table out of my way, and then I can access one kind of a storage here, which is under the seat. So all I have to do now is I have to pull this back up, and I have all the storage inside here. I have kept my tire inflator here, my recovery rope. I have a very big extension board that I have kept inside, and all the tools that I might need in case of a vehicle breakdown, that's also I have kept in here. And then similarly on this side also I have underneath a lot of storage. So all I need to do is I need to push the table to the other side now, and I need to lift this, and I have so much storage here inside. This is right now empty. I'm not sure what to keep because storage I have, but so many things I don't. And why you think that this much storage was just about enough? I don't have any more stuff to keep, but if you do, then you have more storage here. So you can also keep a lot of stuff inside here. A lot of juice packets can go here, a lot of milk packets can go here. Right now I have kept my disposable plates here. I have a lot of garbage bags that I have kept here, and this is some very easily accessible storage space. And as we know, 3 people can easily fit on the 5x6 bed. However, if I am traveling with another person, like a fourth person, then with this space, what I can also do is I can remove this table and then turn this into a bed, which is going to be perfectly comfortable for another adult. So there are extra velcros that I have gotten installed here, and then right behind me as well. And I can hang whatever little bags that I want to hang here, or if I have a cleaning cloth which is a microfiber cloth, then I can just take it and I can put it here and it sticks. That is pretty much the end of the camper tour. There are many more things actually, but these are tiny little things which you can only appreciate once you're actually living in the camper. So those I don't wish to share right now. But one question that I've been asked multiple times, and I believe I should address it here, is that if I was willing to spend so much on a camper, why didn't I import camper from a company from, let's say, Australia? Those companies who have been making these campers for decades now. There are three major reasons why I chose to go with an Indian made camper. One was the after sales, because I don't want to be stuck in a position where I've imported one entire camper and now something happens to one part of it and now I'm not able to replace it in the next 3 to 4 business days. Because if I get it imported from China or Australia, then me getting spare parts was going to be such a hassle that I'll just have to wait on months at end in order to get what I need. The second major reason I wanted to buy a camper made in India was so that warranty will just never be an issue. No matter how much companies can claim that we will give you international warranty and all, but it's just never going to be as smooth a process as betting on an Indian company which can really take care of your needs if anything happens to any part that they sold to you. And last but not the least was customization. With Camper Dynamics, I can tell them exactly what I need to do, exactly what I need inside the camper, not only during the manufacturing of the camper, but also after I have taken delivery of the camper. If it were an Australian company or a Chinese imported product, then I could have only customized it so far away from them and only over the phone, and once I would have received it, I wouldn't have been able to customize anything else in the camper. But with Camper Dynamics, I've already spent 15 days in Bangalore. After I took delivery of my camper, I spent 5 nights in the camper trying to figure out what little changes I need in order to make it my camper. Then I went back to Camper Dynamics at their workshop. I told them these are all the things that I need to be changed. And even though these are tiny things, they will really add to my experience, which I just would not have been able to get had I ordered something pre-made, uncustomized from China.